Welcome back to Beer There Drunk That. We are up to four people now. I have kidnapped a small man. Uh, it- he serves me beer.
Oh, you adopted a butler off the street?
Yeah, he
Nice.
said we'll work for crackers.
I've always wanted
This
one
sets
of
the
those.
precedent. I'm on every episode now, though.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot about that.
I've always wanted one of those dogs that, you've got like a
Oh,
rope on
Rigo.
yeah, man, like it was a rope on the ice box, if you will, and it grabs it and then opens it up and then grabs you a beer. But before that, it asks you what kind of beer you're looking for, and then it kind of shops around a little bit for you. I want one of those ones.
And it hangs out with you while you watch soap operas together, and it gives you a warm embrace whenever you're feeling down.
And it goes to doctor's appointments with me to make sure I didn't miss anything.
That's a dog, right?
In all seriousness, we do have my good friend from childhood, Tyrus here. Welcome to the pod, Tyrus.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. Ready to talk some brews with the boys.
Yeah, welcome.
Rock and roll.
Oh,
Fellas, I'll tell you what I'm drinking tonight on this podcast. Feeling a little fancy. So I got a little black tie on. From Torch and Crown. How about you guys? What do you got?
So we were just at Broken Bat Brewing, which is why we are delayed recording this. But I've got their Ring Out Ahoya Game Day Lager,
Oh.
which is intended for like Marquette basketball games, but I'm just commandeering it for any sporting.
And I got the Cabo cooler. Didn't you guys like just talk about this?
Oh, yeah. Donnie brought that up last
yep.
week. He
Yeah.
did.
So
Listen.
I am obsessed with the color here. You gotta turn this into a video pod just for this.
Oh my God.
It's never not off-putting to see that come out of a can.
Did I send you guys the Mortalis beer I had the other day?
No, but I saw it on, it must have been our story. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I saw it. Yeah.
Did you see it, Keegan?
I don't think I did. I'll have to
I'll
look.
text it to you right now.
Yeah.
Found a Mortalis beer at Total Wine. It was their Hydra Luck or Hydra Luck, whatever emphasis on syllable. Either way, it was their Lucky Charms themed version of the Hydra Sour.
I did see that. That's terrible. That's so
Dude.
scary. That's so
No,
scary.
that's cool.
It looks like a melted Shamrock Shake that somebody blew bubbles in.
The
Yeah.
bubbles stayed there way too long.
There's
Well,
definitely might be glue in that.
I tell the story about my coworker Brody, who we took him to Mortalis, and he gets a flight of sours, and he takes one sip of it, sets it down hard, and the bubbles start to rise. He goes, "It's filling back up."
That's amazing.
I'm drinking a Jenny NA because I had a lot of beer.
I was gonna
This
say, what'd you do this weekend, Luke?
hit a couple two tree breweries with the fam family. We went over to Watershed Brewing, and then uh oh my God, where else did we go? God, we had such a fun time. I couldn't tell you the other spot. Oh, Weeby Brewing and Brewery Ardennes, man.
Mm.
We hit all the good spots, and then I went to Jenny Brew House this week. So I've had a lot. I had a flight at all of those. So
Sounds like a great day, great weekend.
So you didn't drive?
no,
Blue,
I did
you're
not.
really up in the carbon emissions.
I was just doing my duty.
Yeah.
Anyhow, cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
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 Well, it's wild card week, and so who is feeling wild? I
Um,
mean, should we tie? Do you want to go first?
No, one of you should go first, please.
Okay,
I don't
all
want
right.
to commandeer the episode.
Oh, you just did, but that's okay. Luke, take it away.
Okay, sure. So I only had one tasting, so I'm going to get out of the way. Again, I had a lot recently. So I had Warhorse Brewing Chill Out Ice Cream Twist Stout.
Holy shit.
That
I,
can looks like ADHD.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And I imagine they gave it to a very hyper 3-year-old and they gave him like stickers and they go, decorate this. People are going to drink alcohol out of this. And it was wonderful. It was fantastic. I gave it a 4.5.
Mm.
Not overwhelmingly sweet at all, even lukewarm, because of course I tested that. Um,
By putting it
it
in the
was
microwave.
I I did. I actually superheated it by shaking it super quickly. Um, it was absolutely delicious. The perfect blend of vanilla and chocolate. Um, again, not overwhelmingly sweet and a little thin, so not a big undertaking to consume at all. It was wonderful. Just beautiful.
Did it have lactose in it?
Um, here. Oh, here it is. Government warning. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during. No, that's not it. Good for a
So I'm
scoop.
guessing no if you can't find it easily.
No, I cannot find this at all.
Because I
Luke
was just
also can't read.
Yeah, that was off the top of my head. I actually just came up with that myself.
I was just
Um,
curious because you said it's flavored after ice cream, but it doesn't have lactose in it. So like, and you said it was thin. So usually those
yeah,
things are opposites in beer.
true. Oh yeah, no, this does not have a sweet stout brewed with chocolate malts, vanilla beans, and chocolate powder.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, there's an album pairing too. It's a Chicago Transit Authority.
Wow, self-titled.
That's very strange. Okay. Anyhow, that's what I drink. Um, and it was just wonderful. Who else?
I'll go with the beer I liked less first. Talking here, so I feel like I've had multiple of theirs on recent Wildcard episodes. Tyrus is familiar with them, but Prairie Artisan Ales, Rainbow Sherbet. It was a sour ale with rainbow sherbet flavors, if you can imagine.
I'm in.
It was like 5.4%, 5.2% ABV. I gave this a 2.75. This was again another example of a sour that I had where it felt like the sweeter flavors and the sour were like separate in my mouth. Like it was a good balance, but it was like I would get like a tart flavor and then it would be like soft, creamy, fruity ice cream, and then it would go back to tart and they would like maybe I just had an old can and it needed to be fresher. But it felt like that there were two distinct parts of this beer as I was drinking it, which is why I gave it 2.75.
Hmm.
It wasn't bad. It was just a little disappointing, especially because of the other things I've had from them. And I like rainbow sherbet as like a flavor. That's like my favorite liquid IV flavor. That's my favorite high chew flavor. Um, I've had a THC seltzer that had that flavor that was also good. Uh,
Touch them all, Donnie.
yeah, I'm just really grasping at categories for this is what I'm getting at. It's a fine beer. I would drink it again probably, but not gonna seek it out, you know?
Maybe a free beer only kind of thing.
Yeah, I put it in that category.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident I have that in my fridge at home right now. So while I'm visiting Noah right now, he's visiting me in like 3 days. So I'll make sure to have the free one ready. Have you all had Prairie before?
I don't think I
No.
have it all.
Wow, because it's brewed in the Midwest somewhere, right?
Oklahoma? McAllister, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and these are all over New Hampshire. Like I really like Prairie as a brand in general. I feel like they have really good sours specifically. A nice variety of flavors.
That's so interesting. Like that it hasn't made its way into beers of the world around me. Like I feel like a lot does, but it's funny coming from the Midwest and ending up in New Hampshire.
It got to be a distributor thing because
Mhm.
I only find them at Total Wine out here, really. Uh, and so like I don't get them a whole lot because of that. But like you guys, I remember we went to a beer store in New Hampshire together, and there was a whole bunch of them.
Hmm. And it's straight up on tap at a lot of places in New Hampshire too, like a lot of
Uh,
restaurants.
I want. Did they make the tiny S's?
Yeah, they made tiny S's.
Yeah. So Matt had that on the pod.
yeah.
So that bastard knows where to find them, and he just hasn't told me.
That Matt bastard.
You have to try tiny S's.
I
Like
really
that's like a
want to.
4.5 for me.
All right.
Ooh.
So now I now work in the exact same office as Matt. So Matt, because I won't remember, this is a message for you.
Go
Could you
walk over
please tell
to
me-
walk over to Luke's desk on your lunch break when you're listening to this on Monday.
Right now, and if you show him where you are in the pod, time wise, you don't win a prize.
That's right. That's right.
We let you come
this
back
is-
on the podcast as per your request. Yeah, it says this the Rainbow Sherbet is available all year.
I, I mean, okay, so I'm a sherbet fan. Do you think that if it was blended together better, it jumps up a lot more? And that was like just the dissociation was really the only part that kind of messed with you.
That's what was weirding me out mostly, is it didn't feel like a cohesive flavor. It felt like it was two separate things. It's like, when you pour like two bottles of liquor in your mouth to make a mixed drink instead of having a glass because you're too lazy to clean another glass, but you really want to be really drunk really fast.
both of those bottles are Malort, and you are living in Chicago.
It's Malort and Rumplemint's.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, did you notice today, Tyrus, when we were at Stenny's, like if you looked into the beer cooler in front of us, there was just stacks of bottles of Rumplemints in the freezer there, like ready to go.
I did not, but I love the Midwestern culture out here around certain things, such as Malort, which I cannot stand. Um,
Can anybody?
I can sit and drink it.
I think I think this has got I think this is the fourth episode we've mentioned Malort, and there's a reason for that. And I think it's because we all carry so much trauma from it, from our individual experiences with Malort, and some of us multiple experiences. Um we're a glutton for, what's the phrase? We're a glutton for
Or a masochist for pain.
yeah, exactly. I'm a glutton for masochist for pain. And
No, we did get ice cold Jaeger shots yesterday before we got on the bus.
So
They-
honestly, sometimes that hits.
It didn't hit yesterday, but we drank them.
well, it was more like half a shot, which I think helped it hit for me personally. Like not enough where it's destroying the palate for the rest of the night, but I thought it was pleasant.
now there's a thought right there. Taking it as half a shot instead of a full shot. Like maybe a half a shot is the perfect amount. A full shot is usually, why did I do that? Like almost immediately. But I like the flavor of it. I just know that if I start with shots of Jaeger, I will get home and wake up a few days later.
They gave us free buttons. There's one right here. Can you reach that tie? It says
Yeah.
0 fucks given, I think. Right.
Dude.
Mhm.
hell
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh,
That's
that is
awesome.
awesome.
On a
Yeah.
little Jaeger bottle too. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think I got us another one that says like made to chill or something like that.
That's sick.
They like Noah better. He got multiple pins. I just got one.
I think they handed them to me because they were anticipating Sophie taking one, and she was like, "I'm not drinking that, dude." So that's how I ended up with 2 buttons.
How was the bus ride? Because that's the one you've taken from downtown, right, Donny?
Yeah. I mean, Tyrus, I do it all the time. It's always great.
Yeah, so I guess Tyrus, the question's more for you. Is like, how was the experience there?
I love the bus ride. It's like drinking culture out here in Wisconsin is so different from New England. Like something like this, I feel like would not exist where you can just bring a beer onto a bus. and they take you to somewhere like in New England, they're gonna charge you $20 to get on the bus, and then they're gonna charge you like $20 to cover parking for the bus when you get there.
And then it's a $20 corkage fee on the way there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and then if you don't tip the bus driver, they won't let you back on. But so I had a draft. I mean, I just had like a draft down east. That's like my go-to, and I knew I was gonna have to drink it quickly. And so but having it in the loose in the cup really stressed me out. I was on the verge of spilling that drink the whole bus ride. Today I learned my lesson and had something out of a can. I can't even remember what it was now, but
Juice Cloud from Lion's Tail.
Juice Cloud, 3.5 stars. That was good. And that was a much better experience on the bus. The bus is bumpy. You gotta like plan out your drink.
It's an old school bus.
Yeah.
I I think I love that the expectation is I'm not the expectation. The reality is that you have to chug this beer.
Yeah.
Like it's not like how long is the bus ride itself?
Less than 15 minutes.
I love that. I think that is outstanding.
Well, and like you can get like sometimes like if you're taking the first bus of the night, like a lot of times I'll walk into the bar, like grab a beer or two, and then I'll just go sit on the bus and like listen to something on my phone because it's too packed in the bar. But no, it's quite literally the best thing because the stadium is outside of town, and like Tyrus was shocked. He was like, "Wait, it's only $20 to park there, and everyone still does this."
Like at Fenway Park, parking would be like $60 at least. So I felt like $20 is a steal, but free bus ride, even better steal. So
You can get $20 worth of beer and
Mhm.
don't have to deal with a parking lot.
Yeah.
That's
Very
a
true.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I guess when I was thinking of the bus, I was thinking like an RTS bus or like one of the
No,
regular
not
downtown
like the drunk
buses.
bus.
Yeah. But except like I was picturing, I guess, one in the middle of the day, and when drinking happens on the bus here, it's mostly a cry for help. There, it's
No, they're like it's like owned by the bar. So each bar has their own shuttle. Some of them are like Sprinter vans, some of them are like are like old school buses, some of them are like retrofitted like charter buses almost. Uh
this is amazing.
some of them are like like the old people like assisted living buses that they like take them to the grocery stores and everything with. Like
Yeah.
some of them are those with like, and they're all like painted. Like there's this one bar called Natty Oaks, and they've got like four shuttles because they're just like utility vans. But they're all painted like the Mystery Machine.
Oh my
That's
God,
sick.
dude.
All right, so how do we get this rolling in Boston? Because I think it's a moneymaker.
It could be huge. I don't know. The drinking culture is just so different out here.
It really is.
Like I just feel like you can drink freely. You can like drinking so encouraged everywhere. I just feel really welcome. Like these are my people out here.
No one bats an eye when I pull the flask out at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
of course you're gonna be drinking on a bus at 11:30 in the morning. Like what else are you gonna do?
And even that's a few hours late there, I imagine. So but the other thing that's kind of funny to me is I have to imagine, even with the roads being bumpy, that it's kind of a peaceful, relaxing sort of ride. Like you're going to
No.
be drink. Oh, really?
Tyrus, talk about what the bus ride back was last night.
Yeah, so I do want to say like if you have a can, it's better. The bus ride's more relaxing. I had to tail two bus rides there, not even the way back yet. That's a whole story.
Yeah.
But on the bus ride there, like when I had the draft beer, I was on the verge of spilling that for like half the ride. Because then it's hard to find an opportunity to like sip the beer too.
Without it going up your nose.
Yeah, or I was wearing like a white Red Sox jersey and I was like, I
Oh,
can't
God.
spill this. So with a can, it is pretty relaxing. That's much easier. But if you get a draft, it's pretty stressful. On the way back, there was like a dozen like blackout college students on this bus going back to the bar, and they were rowdy. At one point, a girl, well, first of all, someone like twerked off the emergency exit, like right,
Like I see like shoes on the back window shaking ass on the back of the bus.
And then like halfway back to the bar, a girl just yelled like, "Everyone stand up and shake your ass."
One girl at one point just said, "I'm going to the Middle East this summer," and we were like, "I don't think you're making it back."
Just no context out of the blue. I'm going to the Middle East this summer.
Oh,
It was crazy, man. That's one of the rowdiest buses I've ever been on. Mind you, they had just seen a walk-off Christian Yelich grand slam.
But also, it's like a Tuesday.
Yeah, it was also Tuesday.
Like you can tell college just got out.
I miss that though. That's nice.
I
You
tell
should
people
just say
like
like,
drunk bus, and they don't believe me.
I think I only rode the drunk bus maybe one time.
I did it like maybe 5 times at most.
You know
Yeah.
what?
You
I never
did
did.
It's never
All
too
right.
late.
I'm gonna have my grandkids take me back.
Here's
gonna
Uncle
be-
Luke.
It's just, I'm so glad I got to experience the drunk bus before I pass.
You guys stop at McGregor's?
Grandpa McGregor's has been closed for staffing issues for years.
They say it's coming back.
I hope. I hope so, man.
And if it doesn't, we found BTDT Rochester.
That's right.
I
It's all
will
set up.
one more drinking story too, because you know more about this than I, Luke. But we're sitting at the bar, and a guy walks in wearing a suit, and I look at him and I go, "You're Tim Dillard, who was a pitcher for the Brewers and now does the broadcast for them." And he's like, "Yeah, I am." I'm like, "Nice to meet you. What's your name?" And he sat next to us and talked to us for way too long. That's why we were a little belated coming here. Uh, and we were just chatting with him, but he was telling us like every year with like every couple years with Broken Bat, he does like a beer. You know, he like tells them what he wants his beer to be like, and he puts his name on it. Um, and one year they made two of them at the same time, and they gave him like two like skinny kegs. I can't remember the amount it was, but he was
Say sixth barrel.
yeah, 6 barrel or something like that. And he's like, me and my buddies were trying to like crush these, and we couldn't. Like the two of them in like one weekend at a party. So I gave them to like my friend who was having like a community block party. I didn't tell him that the beer was an 11% IPA. And so
Oh
I met up with them
God.
later that day as they were trying to kill the keg, and just everyone was plastered. But I was, to me, it reminded me of when, after Matt's wedding, when you guys had to try and kill that second keg, like the couple days
Oh
afterwards.
God. Yeah.
Because what were the two kegs for him?
There was
Blue Raz.
yeah, Blue Raz, the K2 Blue Raz was one of them. Oh my God.
Kill comp.
Asshole.
Asshole.
Asshole. Asshole.
Holy, I genuinely don't remember. Matt,
Walk back to his desk right now and tell him what the other beer was.
yeah, Matt, could you let me know what the other beer was, please?
Yeah.
And Luke, we're gonna need a video update. So if Matt does come over to your desk twice, that we give him the proper kudos.
No, the best part is he's going to come over all happy. The first thing we asked of him, he's going to come over. He's like, "Yeah, I'll bring you over that beer." The second time, he's going to just straight up sucker punch me in the nose. No warning. He's just going to launch.
But I just remember you guys killing that keg, like having to kill the keg the next day, and you're like, I had too much.
It's a lot of beer.
Fun. That was
A lot
such
of
a
beer.
fun time, though.
Tyrus, you want to tell us about your wild card now? Do you feel comfortable? That's okay.
Yeah, I feel good. I actually
Cool.
want to talk about something I haven't even talked to Noah about. I looked it up. I still have the cant. I've been traveling. But it's Excelsior Imperial cider. I don't know. Holding that up is not gonna be good. It's I had it in Colorado a couple days ago, and it's an 8.5% cider.
Ooh.
Just regular apple
Ooh.
flavor. And at first, I'll get into my drinking experience, but I just gotta say these breweries, cideries, all of it, they got chill with the high percentage drinks. I don't know why that's the trend. That should be a niche in the industry, but I feel like everyone's just going for a higher percentage lately. And you're not sell less product that way. So like I don't know. I don't have a business degree, but to me that seems like I feel that's why you just sell less of your product. But I went to a birthday party for a buddy of mine out in Denver, and I was drinking those all party long, and let me tell you, it hit the spot. Did I get too drunk because it's an 8% beer and I'm drinking at high altitude for the first time in my life? Yes. So I don't want to talk about like 10 p.m. on, but from like this was a lawn party. So from like 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. I was
Holy
hosting off these guys.
shit.
I got a video at 4 p.m. or so of him getting iced.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
Smirnoff Ice
God.
Orange Creamsicle. Let me tell you, if
Oh.
you want to feel like you're 19 again, those are delicious.
I got a text from him saying, "Bro, you better ice me in 2 days." And then next morning, please don't actually do that. I am so hungover.
But yeah, so what did I say this brand was? Excelsior? Yeah, Excelsior ciders. They're very crisp, very crushable without feeling too sugary.
Mm.
Ooh.
That's my worry with ciders is like
Mhm.
because if it tastes good, that means it's a really sweet cider,
Mhm.
and it hurts to drink multiple of them.
Yeah, so like I was a big Down East guy. I know you guys talked about cider last week. I was a huge Down East guy, but all the sugar they add is going to be too much for me. I'm getting too old for that. So this one, I couldn't tell the sugar added sugar as much, and I really enjoyed it. A good sipper throughout the day. I'll give it like 4.25 stars.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
It sounds pretty tasty. They're out of Colorado? Or
Yeah,
that's
I
just where you
think they
had it.
are. I
Okay.
was trying to find a way to order them back east, but I think it's like a local brand.
Mm.
Um, I've never heard of it before too, before being out there. But it was good. Then they have other flavors too. Like they had a mango and stuff. I didn't try that.
Have you guys ever tried donut cider?
I've had
Yeah.
the cider donut one from down east,
Hmm.
Mhm.
but that's about
I
it.
I have not had one that I like. I
Whoa.
don't know. I'm very sad about it because I always have high hopes because well, let's just say I could put back some donuts as well as the cider, okay? Now, but yeah, I have not found one that I liked. It kills me because I love 1911
Hmm.
cider, but
So good.
theirs I don't like that one. I think I like all of the others I've ever had from them, but I don't like that one.
A 1911 black cherry could do
Huh.
horrendous things to me. I was about to go into the Mackenzie's black cherry plus the Tully's ultimate grilled cheese plus three extra
Oh.
tenders on the side.
Oh.
The Luke meal to end all Luke meals.
Dude,
But no pickle.
No pickle.
no pickle.
No pickle.
Dude, the best was during COVID when we would order Tully's, and I ordered that shit over the phone, I think, several times.
Oh yeah.
And then would have to be like just walking my happy ass in there to pick up my tenders and Luke's plain ultimate grilled cheese. Were they doing no, they weren't doing to go drinks, right? Tully's wasn't.
They
They
did for a
were?
bit, yeah.
That's right. Okay. Okay.
Um, they were limited in what you could take as to go drinks, but they for sure they didn't need like government help at all during COVID because I gave them a lot of money.
You kept them in business.
I did 100%. I'm still waiting for recognition for that.
Have you guys ever been to the other Tully's locations or just the one in Henrietta?
Only the one in
Oh, I
Henrietta.
made my way around.
We did the Tully's tour one weekend. We hit Brockport. We hit fucking there's one
Or
down south.
Batavia. They got Batavia.
Batavia.
They've got it's not Jamesville. It's but they've got multiple in the Syracuse area.
What's the best one?
Oh, Henrietta.
Good call. Good call.
Henrietta, absolutely. Henrietta, they did the right thing. They updated. Okay. In the old layout, I have nostalgia for it now, thinking back to what it used to look like, but they updated and they they had Kevin and Adam.
Heaven,
Okay.
dude, and Adam, yes. That's so bad that I remember them.
They knew me.
Wow.
One time I went with my family. I had been the day before, and then I went with my family the next day, and Kevin outed me, dude. He goes, "Welcome back."
You're
You know they
like,
got one
Kevin,
on
Kevin, I
campus
thought
at
we were fucking
Binghamton.
tight. That'd be so
When I said
dangerous.
Brockport, that's what I was thinking of Binghamton.
Oh,
Wait,
they
that would
have
be
they have Tully's tenders. Okay, so Tyrus, have you heard of Tully's prior to our talking about it tonight?
I don't think so.
Okay.
so imagine God pissed
Okay.
out chicken tenders
And honey mustard.
and honey mustard, and you
And
have
free
Tully's.
popcorn to back.
And
And it's
yeah.
it's a sports bar chain that has the smell in every one of them. Forgive me, I'm tearing up a little bit. But they've got the free popcorn that's like it must be a pretty unique kind of I mean it's
I
butter
think it's got
popcorn.
crack in it.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
I have separate stomach chambers. The scientists were just absolutely amazed by it, but
They're like
Yeah, Luke.
importing the popcorn from like a country you've never heard of to keep the recipe so secret.
It's like the Dubai chocolate of popcorn, you know?
yeah, it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Charlie, or like what's his face? Well,
Willy
who's
Wonka.
yeah, Willy Wonka. Good God, that's like the biggest part of the movie. But
You
anyhow, it's
forgot the
like
word for refrigerator earlier, so
Yeah, you did call it an ice box. So let's
oh, I knew you guys would know what I meant.
that's true.
So can I go back to the guy at Tully's like outing you and remembering you in front of your family,
Oh
right?
yeah, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin's done that quite a bit.
Kevin did you dirty by doing that. I was a bartender for a few years through college, and I was never more weird than when a regular came in with someone I didn't recognize. I'm like, am I playing this cool? Are they cool? I'll be like, hey, how's it going? And then sometimes they'll be like, I have a lot older radio's like, this is my daughter. I'm like, oh, what's up? Like your parents are here every week.
You know I've overserved them
Yeah.
multiple times, and I could be incriminated.
Your parents give me more money than they give you. Like,
Oh,
It's like
that would be a tough one.
you overhear them talking about how they had to sell like their daughter's car or something, and then you're like,
Like, hey, I mean,
oh,
I can give you a little money.
I know where the money went.
Well, Keegan, do you have a review before we head to break?
Yeah, I'll talk about it really fast. Good beer.
What's the
All
name of
right, nice man.
it?
That's a new record.
I had Dogfish Head has been they put out a new one. I've been seeing the billboards for it for a while and been wanting to try it. It's their the Grateful Dead Juicy Pale Ale.
Ooh.
And it was actually like it was a very solid beer. I gave it a 3.5. I think it was above average. It wasn't anything that like blew your socks off. Um, but the interesting part to me was it smelled super hoppy, but then drinking it was much more mild. I didn't get quite as much juiciness as I would like out of a juicy pale ale. But overall, really good beer. Great summer beer. We had it. I had both of my wild card beers right on this in Hoboken. It's called Pier 13. And so literally it's just one of the piers that comes off of Hoboken towards the city. So you have New York City in the background on the skyline, which you guys will see on the first sips. But you have
Flex,
that.
but okay.
Yeah, not a big deal. And then but like there's a bunch of board games laid out. It's all outdoors, and so they kind of do it over the summer, but it's awesome. It's a really cool environment. So definitely somewhere I'm going to try to get back to more this summer. Make sure I spend a lot of my money there, drink a lot of beer there. So um, yeah, great experience, great beer, good time.
That's cool. My Dogfish Head recommendation recently is I had their Citrus Squall. You
Oh,
had that one?
so good.
It's
So
like an
good.
8% like fruity blonde ale.
Wow, that
It
sounds
didn't. It
good.
does not. Again, one of those does not taste 8%.
When I was over serving people when I bartended, it was actually that I was serving them.
Let's say, Tyrus, I asked for a Guinness. Yeah, but this is what you get. This is
Yeah,
what you
but
get
just
right
try this one. How about you? Maybe like
Well,
them.
it's like Guinness in
now.
the sense that you could have 40 of them in a night and still be okay to drive.
This is a bottle of Crown Royal.
Yeah, but we really need to move it. So like
It looks like there's a one the neck of it's wet and it looks like there's a one sip taken out of it. Did you do that? No. He did. All right, we're gonna take a quick break and when we get back, we're gonna get wild with it.
Okay, I just to like clarify something from the first half. I did not overserve anyone when I bartended, and they did not get in any crashes as a result of how much I served them. There's just like several active investigations, so I just need to say the law. Like that did not actually happen. That was purely in jest.
What was the best vehicle that you did not see someone get into and drive after not over serving them?
Oh yeah, it's like Ronnie's 2008 Honda Civic.
I love that.
Drinking my beer this half, guys.
I was gonna ask you because I saw the blue bottle and
Is
I
that a
thought
blue
you were
bottle?
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask because I saw the blue bottle.
Yeah, so I just use these reusable swing top bottles that Buddy gave me for making beer.
They're blue too, which is pretty cool.
I have green ones too.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is I call it day game.
All right,
It's a
cheers.
Colt. It's not done lagering yet, but it still tastes pretty good right now.
Sláinte, boys.
Sláinte.
Ancha.
Uh-oh.
Initial thoughts, Tyrus. Is it good? Is it bad?
It's just, I was going to do a bit of how I didn't like it, but I can't commit. Like, oh.
He has like blood starting to come down out of his nose. He's like, oh, it's pretty good.
It's really good.
It's okay.
Well, Tyrus was just telling me that he hates lagers.
I do.
Really?
It made me want to throw up.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it? I mean, is there anything in particular, or it's just the
feel
thought
like-
of a lager?
A lot of them
That's
have like
fancy.
this weird aftertaste that just like makes me feel ill like really quick. I don't know.
Even like craft lagers.
So, I don't really experiment much. So I wasn't saying mates, I've just had like the mainline like domestic stuff, and that's all made me feel shitty. So I don't go to craft lagers. Maybe I should try. My
Fair.
beer palate is incredibly warped. Like my favorite types of beers are sours and double IPAs.
Oh.
Dude, you would love the Finger Lakes region, man. That's
Tintin
all we
Lakes.
have.
It is amazing because when he first started getting into beer, he's like, "Yeah, I really like double IPAs," and I'm like, "Did you get hurt, or like are just the only IPAs you found that you like? You just so happen to be Imperial."
That's such a wild intro to craft beer.
No, it's interesting because I became a bartender not drinking beer.
Mm.
So then I would like start sampling all the stuff we had, and I was like, "Huh, this double IPA thing, I kind of like how hazy it is." And then sours, it's specifically fruited sours. They're delicious.
So how what kind of joint did you work at?
It was like a turn and burn family style restaurant.
Dude, hell
Is
yeah.
it really? I've never been there.
We can go this weekend.
There are other places in that area that I would rather go eat.
And I won't say the name of the place because, like I said, there's some active
No,
investigations, but but no, it's huge. It seats like 400, and it will fill.
Oh my God.
It'll fill up on like certain days of the year. So
You walk in with Donnie and you see at the bar it's Ronnie and he's all bandaged up and he's got cast on. He's like, "You son of a bitch! I lost my Honda Civic because of you."
Yeah, so it's cool. So like, you know, a lot of bartenders are like super in their craft, especially with the cocktails and stuff. And I'm like, cool, I can make a margarita in 11 seconds.
It comes from the speed gun.
No, no.
Wait, I'm thinking of like like I don't know why they've been popping up on my Instagram feed recently, but it's the like the cup stacking people,
Huge. Love
like
that.
speed stacking, and all I'm seeing is Tyrus having like his ingredients laid out, and then it's just like hands go up, hands come down, three margaritas in line, and I was like,
He salts the rim during that too.
it's fully dressed. We don't know. You're never fully dressed without a smile.
Yeah.
I've been on my margarita kick, man. I've been making margs at home.
Oh, oh
I
yeah.
I
I've been
I gotta
ripping
say,
margs and real old fashions, not Wisconsin old fashions. That's like what I drink at home now.
remind me what a Wisconsin old fashioned is.
You just get a fucking mound of sugar,
Hmm.
an orange, a couple cherry, like maraschino cherries, and you smash that with a fucking muddler for a little bit, and then you cover it in brandy and soda. They ask if you want it sweet or sour. If it's sweet, that means like Sprite or 7 Up. Sour, it means like Squirt or like like not quite Fresca, but like grapefruit soda, like that. You can get it Press, which is just like club soda. But it's really sugary and your teeth usually hurt after drinking one. And that's why everyone here drinks 5 of them at a normal Friday night. Add some fried walleye.
Oh, dude. Yeah, fried walleye. Yeah, what's the saying to a few greater enjoyments in life than a good fried walleye?
But that's a Wisconsin old fashioned. You guys will have to try them. I don't really know how to make them. But every so often I'll be at a bar and I'm like, yeah, I'll have one because it's fruity and like makes me feel special.
It makes your head feel tingly.
Yeah, actually.
It's called the Sugar Rush.
Yeah, it has been like that since I first had a non-diet soda as a child.
You're like, my life has changed forever. Oh
Um,
my God.
I did have a life-changing beer recently.
All right, that's
Let's
a lot.
hear
That's
it.
a high praise.
It is. I like the art on this bottle a lot. But from New Glarus Brewing, legendary Wisconsin brewery, they have their Tail Wagger Amber, and the label is a dog
Oh,
staring at a beer glass.
Dude,
oh,
I
love
love that.
I relate to that dog.
Yeah,
that.
that's what Tyrus was doing, waiting for me to pour the beer. This half of the episode.
We stopped. We started the break. I was like, so like, can I have another beer?
You're
Do I
just
have time?
drooling.
He goes, "No, you've been cut off." It's like,
Not driving, I am. But no, this beer, I gave it a 4.25 out of 5. I thought this was amazing. I think it's newer. I've been seeing it on tap some places around here. It was just like a classic light amber of like, it was refreshing. It was just sweet enough. It had a little hops. And it like, I said, it was a light body with dark flavors. So it had like that caramel to it, but it was still like crushable. I got a good amount of like chocolate notes from it, which was really impressive, but it wasn't like a heavy dark chocolate that you get from a lot of stouts or like darker ambers. I thought this would go great with like a steak or a burger or something like that, like a good like it could pair well with a lot of like meaty foods. Uh, yeah, and then like the next day, my friend texted me. He's like, "Just had the Tailwagger Amber at Stenny's, 2 thumbs up." And I was like, "Dude, I literally just drank it yesterday. It was the best."
It
So
sounds really good. Anytime for me, anytime you can get darker flavors in a lighter beer, I love because you don't have like, although I love dark beers, as we all know, um, you don't have that heaviness and like really that like that fullness that you get, and you feel like you can't drink a lot of them because I love the flavor of them, but you can really only drink a couple. But if I could sit there and drink like a lighter beer that just has the dark flavors, I'm all in.
So I had that yesterday at the game at the Line and Kugel's Barrel Yard. I had their like single bock beer that they have right now. And Sophie took a sip of it and she usually doesn't like dark beer. She's like, "Oh, that's all the dark beer flavor without all the things that I hate about dark beers." Like it was you try to sip it. Like Sophie's like it tastes like cold brew almost. Like it
Mhm.
was like like it was like coffee flavor, but it felt light. It was a little hoppy. I got a number of like citrus C notes to it. That might have just been a bad tap line. But it was still really, really good. I was very impressed with it.
I had Tomave Pivo, it was called. It's a Czech
Yes.
style dark lager over at Watershed Brewing. Really good. I mean, they had almost all, in fact, they didn't have any other dark beer. So it was all lighter stuff um that just so happens I'm trying to step out of my usual zone of darker beers or stronger beers, wider and taller beers.
Big and tall,
Um
if you will.
yeah, big and tall, husky beers, the
Yeah.
um no, but so that was I still needed at least a dark colored beer uh, in uh in the mix, but that was a wonderful, wonderful thing. So
You know what Tomave Pivo means?
no.
It's Polish. It's I can't remember. It's like I just looked it up on Google Translate. It says a little beer, but I'm pretty sure it just means dark beer. I know
So they're
Pivo.
accurate.
From going to Poland for work, I know Pivo is beer.
You learned that and biblioteca. So
Yeah.
Polish is going great.
No, I
Yeah,
know that in
library in
Pierogi.
Spanish and Polish.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I talk a lot about the library when I go to Mexico, guys. Yeah, guys, we should really go to the biblioteca.
Well, that's good. I mean, I can tell you about my next one if you want.
I don't want you to, but you're gonna do it anyway.
I'm like invested and ready though, so
I listen. You know what? I don't get enough of that positive support, and that's why you're taking Luke's spot, Tyrus.
hell yeah.
My spot. I
Yep.
wasn't one of the ones that said a negative thing. And by one of
They
the ones, I
didn't
mean Donnie.
Nah, but the
they
way you're
didn't tell
looking.
you I was auditioning for your spot.
They did not.
Wow.
No, and I'm gonna have to train my replacement.
That's the
That was
actual that's the actual reason I'm on my trip right now.
Well, Luke, actually, I saw it was Anna's birthday the other day. Shout out Anna, happy birthday,
Happy
belated.
birthday, Anna.
And my dad.
And your dad, happy birthday,
I don't follow
belated.
Jim on Instagram.
Happy
Sorry.
birthday, Dad.
He doesn't have.
uh, and I commented on your post for her, and it was basically saying that she's taking your spot, but I didn't get a response back. So you might be okay until she sees that comment. Should she see that comment, you're done, bro. Like it's just wraps.
I'm glad you told me this too, because I deleted Instagram off my phone a couple weeks back because I kept getting sucked into the reels.
Right?
How many movies were you watching on there a day, Luke?
Multiple. I got back into Inked a little bit.
Oh, that's what it was. It was the show Ink. You watched it like in its entirety.
Yeah. Yeah, I got back into clips of that, and then I saw some clips from the Wolf of Wall Street, so I ended up going out and watching that. I am a sucker, dude.
You were
Those
exactly who
ads-
they're targeting with you.
Exactly. Because I watched that and I'm like, I've never had any interest in whoa. What an interesting scene. I wonder if there's more of that in this movie.
Are you referring specifically to the Margot Robbie scene in Wolf of Wall Street?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I got the DVD so I can just play the scenes I like over and over again.
Why do that though when you can just follow the reel and try to find the same reel you were watching over and over and over
You
again?
can save them on Instagram. Did you know that, Keegan? You can save things.
I did, but I don't think Luke did.
No, but it's actually I've just saved the same scene on different Instagram pages.
They all keep getting taken down. It's a different Russian movie account. Talk about your beer, Keegan, though.
All right. Well, yeah, just so I wished Anna a happy birthday. I said BTDT has an opening for you anytime. It's Luke's spot, but it's always open. Um,
She has the keys to the
so
house.
she is there. I put my phone down
She's gonna
because
take it too.
I
That's the worst
need to
part.
be.
She's serious about it.
Mom, Anna's stealing my podcast.
Mom, this was my thing with my friends.
Well, Luke, did you ask your friends how they feel about it? Yeah, they said they wanted Anna on there too.
But they're only saying yes to be nice.
um, so I had another beer, like I said, at Pier 13. This was actually brewed by Departed Souls Brewing Company. It's their Pier 13 Summer Blonde. Really, really solid blonde. I gave it a 3.75. Um, I think it would have been a 4 if it were a little warmer. You'll see in the
The
video,
beer
little
or the
cold, little
weather?
cloudy. Oh, that's a good question.
The answer is
I'm
both.
gonna have to try the beer warm. The weather definitely would have helped.
You can change
I'll
the temperature of the
microwave it
beer. You
next time.
can't change the weather.
Dude, that would be so cool though.
To change the
Body with a
temperature of
chance of
your beer.
meatballs tomorrow if I get that power.
It's gonna be raining Czech Pilsners all the time.
In cans.
It's hazy out there. Hazy IPA.
Smells like mosaic.
No, really was just like a good summer beer though. I uh I did make in my notes specifically. I said it's great for just sipping, or for playing beer die with, but there's nothing crazy overall that's going on taste bud wise. Which I didn't mind. Like I think it'd be a great. It's a really crushable blonde for the summer. Definitely something I'd want to have on the beach. Uh, it's funny because I don't like it as much, and I shouldn't say I don't like it as much. It's just not to me. It's not as impressive as that. I think I told you guys about it. The Hoboken Brewing. They're blonde. That had more of like a coconut to it.
That
And I
one that
have,
you were just chugging at golf.
yep, paying a lot of money to chug at golf, but it was delicious, absolutely phenomenal. Um, and I had yet to find a blonde that kind of does it like that one. Um, but this was definitely something I'd go for at a baseball game, at the park, wherever you want. It's really good. It's actually fun fact. In my first sips, I think I saw on the can somewhere it said Jersey City Ales and Lagers. So I didn't say Departed Souls Brewing Company in my first sips. I said this is the Summer Blonde by Jersey City Ales and Lagers. So shout out Keegan.
Good for you, Keegan. What'd you give this for a rating? Did I miss that?
I give it a 3.75.
Okay.
So good beer.
What was the ABV?
Uh
42%.
yeah, at least 27. 4.9.
Okay, cool. And then what would you rate it?
I'd probably give it a blue bottle.
Oh, throwback.
Wow. Did you drink a beer you like, Tyrus?
Yeah, before actually, sorry, I'm gonna totally derail this for a second. I had an epiphany like 15 minutes ago. I think this podcast doesn't exist without me. And you guys didn't give me my fair credit at the start of it.
Wait, are you serving us with an injunction right now?
I am. I believe Noah posted something on social media that led to the creation of this podcast.
Wait,
In response to something I originally uploaded as well.
That is true. Tyrus
yes.
used to do craft coffee reviews on Snapchat, and then I started doing craft beer reviews just to make fun of him.
And that's what led to this podcast, if I remember correctly.
It is actually.
Oh my
It-
God.
Yes,
This,
yeah.
this, like, this is like your grandfather coming onto the show right now.
No, dude, this is like a cult. This is the point where we're like, we found the creator.
Yeah.
Like we've heard
Joseph Smith.
stories.
Wait, it's like I compare it to Wedding Crashers. It's like when he goes to Will Ferrell's house. Ma, The fucking meatloaf. You're Will Ferrell, and then the three of us are Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. However, you want to divide the three of us up into those two people, go for it.
Can I be at least half of Vince Vaughn?
I'll give you a third.
And then
Okay, I'll take that.
the rest of you is Christopher Walken in that movie.
The rest of me is the meatloaf.
I was just like kind of having a moment. I was like, how did this podcast like start again? And then I was thinking, I was like, oh yeah, because of me.
Dude, that's awesome.
The thing is, this is like the group chat that we use to text about this podcast has been going on for like years, and it is just like, guys, we really do gotta start a podcast, and this is like going back to like 2021.
That's so funny.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
so
we
you
talked
were
about doing it on like a nice old style car couch.
Yeah, I was gonna build a shed in like
Would've
Luke's
been so
backyard.
sick.
And we were gonna have like I was gonna get like the back seat of an old Cadillac, and that we were gonna sit on that, and it was gonna have video, and it was just gonna be the original idea was us. We would split a 6-pack between the three of us during the episode and just talk about shit and like then review the beer towards the end of it. Now it's just all beer all the time.
Who can complain about that?
Well, it's super fitting that our first guest then would be you after we hit the year mark for our podcast. So
That's very true.
Thank Daddy's come home.
Not milk and cigarettes, I'll tell you that much.
I'm proud of you all.
Yeah.
Anyways, my beer, Noah and I went to Broken Bat Brewing, and I had the Beach Ball Pineapple Milkshake IPA, 7.2%. I thought it was good. I know I said earlier I was like kind of hating on everything being high percentage. I'm like, look at this high percentage beer I had. It was awesome. But I thought it was pleasant. Noah, you've had it before too.
Yes, lots of times.
I like the milkshake IPA. I think it's a little underrated. And it had some good taste. The pineapple did come through. A lot of these beers, their flavors don't actually taste like what they say they are, but this one was good. I would give it 4 stars. I like it.
Right.
Okay. Donnie, was that the one that you had what was that, the NA version of? That
Oh
was
yeah, the
terrible?
NA version that I like that tasted like a rotten
Yes.
asshole, not even in a fruit. That was one of the worst things I've ever drank in my life, dude. I'm not even kidding.
Wow, that was like Vietnam flashbacks. Oh my goodness.
Dude, they like still have some of those in the brewery, and I'm like, you guys need to like just do literally
Burn 'em.
anything but that.
They're like long expired. They're just waiting for some poor soul to order them.
No, they came out with it this year though. It tasted like it was expired.
Ew.
Maybe next time.
No,
There's gonna be no times.
never again.
No, just never again.
Yeah, I do think the milkshake IPA though is like I feel like that was a fad that has since passed.
Yeah.
I think the hazy definitely took over for it. Not that like hazies, there's a shortage of hazies in the world. I feel like every place makes too many hazies, honestly. But yeah, I feel like there's like a couple like lasting relics. Like Eagle Park makes one that's just called like Milkshake IPA, which is a little intimidating with if that's just the general description. But everyone likes it, so that's why it's there.
No BS Brewing had one. I don't remember seeing it the last time I went. And then Warhorse Brewing had one for a bit, which was the best one that I ever had, and it was like an orange milkshake IPA.
I think the citrus flavors work well with them, or like citrus tropical fruits, I'll say, with the pineapple here.
Yeah, I think the first one I ever had was like an orange creamsicle one, and I got it at Wegmans in the beer aisle, and I don't remember who makes it, but it was very good. Dude, I went to so we were in Sackets Harbor up for Memorial Day weekend. Shout out to the Winds. And we
Sack.
shout out to the Sack. And we went to Sackets Harbor Brewing Company, and like I'll call it downtown Sackets Harbor, but it's really just like the town of Sackets Harbor because it's like that big.
The big city.
Yeah, there's
Windy
25
City.
people that graduate
The Big
from that high
Apple.
school. Yeah, it's the big city of brotherly lights if you really want to get technical. But it was really good. Like I had this black IPA there that I put on Untapped. really, really good. I think that we've talked about it before. I don't have a ton of exposure to them, but for what it's worth, it was really good. And they actually, because I texted you guys about which one I should do for my fourth. The I think, and I told you about the reviews. Yeah, so I got this like stout that I thought was going to be really good. It was like a bourbon barrel aged stout,
It's in like
and I was like,
Elijah Craig barrels or something, right?
yes, yeah, something like that. And I was like, oh, it's going to be really good because it'll have some caramel. It'll just be a great boozy, like a nice bourbon barrel aged. It was really not good. Which I felt like I was having an out of body experience, and I was like, that can't be right. I got to be drinking the wrong one. Because it was just so boozy that it was not good. Like you lost the flavor of the stout just because it was so boozy and it was so off-putting from the start. Um, which again I feel ashamed to say, but other than that, I had a blueberry beer that was pretty good. Shocker. But oh, the one I didn't get to try, they had one that's called Malicious Intent, and it's like a New England IPA, but it's like a 9.3% New England IPA, just hard hops. And I didn't get to try that one because I was driving, but
Holy.
nonetheless, I'll be back.
I had so much beer in a short amount of time at Brewery Ardennes this past weekend. Again, no, absolutely no business having as much as I did. I mean, not even like not enough to get just hammered, but I should have just stuck with the flight, but instead, so they were pre-selected flights, okay? They said that's a product of the times or some shit. I forget how she put it. She definitely didn't say it like that, but I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly how she said it. But she's like, yeah, so you could get a pre-selected flight. But I mean, if you want to customize something, you can get two, whatever, like half pints of different beer that aren't on those. She said, we'll just like charge it by the whatever. I don't know. I forget how she explained it. I was hammered. But she, so I got, and I want to make sure I don't butcher this. In the two that I got to select, I got a whiskey barrel Scotch ale,
Mm.
aged
Shocker.
6 months, 6 months in Lefroy, single malt whiskey barrels. And
That's
then I
amazing.
got one of the coolest beers I've had in a long time, and it was the fourth anniversary tequila barrel triple.
Damn.
Okay. It was
Wow.
aged 6 months in añejo tequila barrels. Its notes were toasted oak, fruity, and elegant, whereas the whiskey barrel Scotch ale was rich, campfire, and smooth.
And
Tune in next week. No, it was awesome.
I'm gonna drink a gallon of each of those live on the podcast.
No, it was incredible. The whiskey barrel Scotch ale was super interesting because I expected it to be kind of boozy but dry and just enjoyable. And it was the last one, it was enjoyable, but it was so smoky. It was bizarre.
Hmm,
Hmm.
it sounds interesting. Sounds like you captured
Well,
my attention for
well, yeah,
sure.
Lafroig. That's Lafroig or Lafroig, whatever it is. That's Scotch. So like that makes sense. It's probably really peaty.
Um, Question real quick. Tyrus, how what's your favorite spot that you've been to while visiting Donnie so
Oh,
far?
I mean, like, I think I have to say Broken Bat since it's so baseball themed. I'm a baseball rat, so like, I kind of has to be that. I feel like Donnie might like shoot me if I say anything else.
No, I mean I will say that's not like I'm a member there, and that's not even my favorite brewery. It's just the vibes are so cool there,
hmm
and like again, we were talking to the Brewers broadcaster, just broadcasters, one from TV, one from radio, just hanging out.
You should invite them on the pod.
I should have honestly. He asked
He
for
liked
like
beer.
dude, yeah, Tim Dillard asked for the highest ABV beer they had, like they make, and they're like, oh no, we don't have it. He's like, not even in cans. They're like, no. He's like, well, what's the craziest IPA you have? They're like, oh, we've got this Imperial. He goes, I'll take that, and drank three. He drank three of them very fast. uh,
What's the place with the rooftop? Was that Indeed?
yeah, the Indeed
Yeah,
rooftop was
I
awesome.
liked Indeed a lot too. Great for pictures. On
Yeah,
top
Good
of the beer.
answer.
The beer is great, but
yeah.
like
Good answer. I do have a question
Fuck, I gotta
before
write
you
it down.
tell us what next week's theme is.
Well, we're gonna have to take a break for a week because I'm out of town next week.
Well, yeah. So I mean, listen,
The next
they're,
one.
they're not gonna know what they don't see us. It's okay.
That's true. Uh, but I'll say after my Kolsch that we tried today, that I belovingly called day game, uh, let's do beverages you would like to drink at a sporting event.
Oh,
It's that
perfect,
time of year.
perfect.
Little vague. Something that you'd want to drink, sip on. Don't have to drink it at one, but yeah, that's where I'm at.
I'm in. My question. Well, Luke thinks he's either pooping or he's thinking, and I can't tell which one it is.
I've been
No,
Um,
it
doing
I
that
think
too right now,
can.
so it's okay.
um, my question is, and we're gonna bring back a classic, but change it up a little bit. Would you rather get a DUI on a pogo stick, Luke's back, or a hoverboard?
If any of you bastards think that you are getting a DUI while I'm giving you a piggyback, you got another thing coming.
The thing is, at the point of that, we're both drunk. Do I
Right.
get the DUI or does Luke get the DUI?
Well, you're driving Luke.
And
So,
that's the point.
so I
I
was
think it
picturing Luke
comes
on
back.
all fours, by the way, going down the freeway. And you're riding him like a horse.
I think it's an important philosophical
There.
question. Luke has about as much free choice as a horse does, especially when he's
Yeah.
drunk. So,
Yeah,
right?
Loves
Just
corn.
100%.
You can lead him to water, but he's just not going to drink it.
Now lead me to beer, and you got another thing coming.
Well, I'm gonna lead us off this podcast. Thank you for coming on, Tyrus.
Yes,
And
Tyrus, thank you for
we'll see
coming.
you
We
all soon.
appreciate it.
Nice to meet you, um,
The Godfather.
Yeah.
virtually.
Pleasure talking brews with the boys.
Wait, are we the boys?
Yeah. I was talking brews with y'all.
We haven't been recording.